AI versus real data, and where does the accuracy fall? So, this is a question I want to propose to you guys today, and I really want you to take this into consideration when you're choosing to validate certain information over other information, who you want to work with in any industry, not just the real estate industry. But I can tell you right now, I'm having AI jammed down my throat. Like, this is what I have to use for everything in order to get your business. Well, I don't believe in any of that. I believe in real data, because real data is accurate information, and I base everything that I do on accurate information. I don't believe in AI algorithms. I don't believe in the context of that information, and I certainly don't want to get onto the internet and have chat bots fucking responding to me when I'm trying to find out information of a property that is potentially worth $1 million that I want to buy. So, I am going to provide you with the information here, and I want you, this is literally AI versus reality in real time right now. I'm not going to disclose the address because confidential information. However, I'm going to go over the whole context of everything that has recently happened to me in this last little while, and why I just wanted to do this little test and share it with you guys so you can see where the real data is, because I think it's very important when you're purchasing real estate or any investment for that reality of, sorry, my computer screen just died, of the fact that you have real numbers. So I'm a real numbers gal. Those of you that know me, I used to have a manufacturing company. I am all about the data. I fucking love spreadsheets, which is, I'm such a geek. I function with right brain, left brain. I am a creative who loves spreadsheets, which is an anomalistic thing to have. So anyhow, okay, so I'm in Niagara on the Lake. I do a lot of work in Niagara. I absolutely love Niagara on the Lake. I know the area really well. I'd move there in a heartbeat. I have clients, they're looking for a property. So they know the area as well, but they're first time home buyers. So they're a little apprehensive, and I totally get that. And I expect that we're going to go out a lot and look at a lot of properties. So I see this listing, I look at it and go, what's going on here? This listing is literally, in my head, significantly underpriced. I had watched it go through a whole bunch of price reductions. It was on my watch list, and it was on my watch list actually before I even started working for them. And I was like, wow, this is a good deal. But I have learned that I don't judge based on what the internet shows me, because I have gone into many homes that presented themselves to be an amazing deal, and the foundation is caving in, or there is massive amounts of water coming in, cracks, big cracks in the foundation, the whole house is shifted. So I always pass final judgment. Actually, I will also say on the reverse of that, I've looked at pictures online from our listing portal, and it's been like, they're like, oh, what a shithole. And then you go in and I'm like, holy, this is pleasantly surprising. So this is one of those homes. Totally blasé, nothing exciting about it. Grandma lived there and died, basically. Needed updating. Significantly underpriced. This is on a street where homes average 1.2, 1.5, 2 million, 2.5 million, 3.5 million, depending on where on the street, the renovations or additions, or is it a completely new build? Crazy. So I pull up all the data. I pull up all the reports. The reports that I use on a regular basis are AVM reports. I pull up land titles. Land titles, for those of you who don't know, is where every home that transfers in Canada is registered in land title. So that is on or off market. So just because you see it on the MLS doesn't mean that you can see what it's sold for, or let's say one of the apps that you have access to, which relies on AI bots. So I pulled up AVM reports, I pulled up MPAC, I pulled up land titles, and I looked at the property, pulled the report, and went, holy shit, this place is $210,000. It was actually a little bit more than that, undervalued on the market. Why? I'm not going to pass judgment until I go in and see it. So I go in and see it. I understand why. It was listed on the market at the wrong time. They missed the market. It was priced too high. It had gone through a whole bunch of price reductions. That initiates a stigma. Sometimes what happens is we provide you with all the data when we're listing your property, but ultimately it's up to you to decide what we list it for. Quite often, homeowners think that their home is always worth more than what the actual market value is. Market value is properties that have sold in and around your area, like versus like, most recent sales. So when we're in a really drastically shifting market, like we were when this property was first listed, you have to look at accuracy in like the last 30 days, the last 60 days, the last 2 weeks. These are things that we had to take into consideration during COVID as well, with all of the bullshit that happened during that time. I will, as a side note, say I did not subscribe to any of that, and I hated the context of what we went through, because that is one of the things that contributed greatly to house prices increasing. So I will say I looked at the property, pulled the report, went to actually see the property itself, and realized this is $1 million property. And it's listed for $250,000 less. This is a ridiculously good deal for a potential client. Took the clients through, they hummed and hawed, they weren't sure about it. I took them through a ton of other properties so that they could see the value comparison and where the appreciation would lie within this property. Again, I will tell you my background. I had a manufacturing company. I'm all about stats and data. I realized that when I got fully licensed, I had access to all of the data, which is crucial when you're buying a property. I don't care if it's your first home. This is going to be your forever place. I have an investor's mindset. I want to make sure that all of my clients are taken care of and that they will not lose money in their properties. I want to make sure that they're buying in the right location. I want to make sure that the appreciation is there. I want to make sure they can buy something that they can afford, and going forward, location, 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 whatever I can do to help them out, I have an investor's mindset. So I thought, I'm going to just check something out for fun here. You know, House Sigma, Zolo, they always give you these zestimates and whatever the hell else they call it. So I decided I'm going to pull up House Sigma. So I pulled up House Sigma. I pulled up the address. I logged into House Sigma. So this house valuation came at just shy of $1 million on the AVM report. House Sigma, which is the estimation confidence level is somewhat confident, came in at $690,565. How realistic do you think those numbers are? So in your head, you're going to look at it, you'll look at that property and go, oh my God, they overpaid. Well, the reality is they didn't overpay. They drastically underpaid because that area is worth so much more than that. And House Sigma says this estimated value of $690,565 is deemed questionable based on our AI. You think? Because they don't have access to all the data, and it's an AI bot. Sigma Estimate uses AI to estimate home value. This is a reference point only. Oh, that's a liability ass covering statement right there. Speak with a realtor for a better insight into potential value of the property. So my recommendation to you is don't rely on House Sigma or Zolo for your Zestimate or whatever the hell they call it. You need to actually talk to a professional that knows how to access the data. They know how to pull the reports. They know how to do the comparisons. And they know how to do their job. So I hope that helps. I hope that you can find your first property or your second property or your third property. If I don't mean as an investor, but I mean as whatever. If this is, you're moving to upgrade, you have children, whatever. I hope this helps. I love y'all. Peace out. Ciao for now. And wait for my next little tip.